All right, we are here today in a 2017 X3, which is an F25 chassis. We have our brand new Revenant amplifier upgrade here with us. We're going to show you how to install that. This is a 1300 watt DSP 8-channel amplifier. It's completely plug and play in your factory system and significantly increases the power output in your vehicle. We also have here with us our BAVSOUND toolkit. For this install, I'll be completely honest with you, the only thing it requires is an 8mm socket. Everything else is just going to be done by hand. So while this is nice and includes that 8mm socket and angle driver, for those of you with tools at home, may not be as necessary for this install. However, if you are getting into your doors to do our speaker upgrade as well, you'll definitely want this. So we're going to get started on this panel over here. The amplifier is behind it. So to remove the panel, there's this little handle right here. Pull outwards, lift up, and set out of the way. So now that we are in here, there's a total of 5 screws we're gonna have to worry about. We have 2 here. And these are all 8mm. There are 2 more identical to this. They're back behind this carpeted panel, just a couple inches behind. We won't really be able to capture them on video. You can feel it very easily with your hand. And then there's the single screw holding the amplifier. Now we have to remove these 4 and lift this module upward to both get access to this screw, as well as give us the height to slide the amplifier up and out of its channels. So first thing we're gonna do is tackle these 4 8mm screws. To do that, from our BAVSOUND kit, we're going to use our angle driver as well as our 8mm socket. And that is as simple as coming in on all these and removing them, which we are not going to film as it's a little bit mundane. So we are going to take a pause and come back with these 4 screws removed. All right, with our 4 8mm nuts removed off of this module, so there's 1 here, and then 2 in an identical placement behind this panel. You can feel it easily with your hand. It's just a little bit hard to capture with the carpeted panel sitting there. This is ready to lift off, and what we'll do here, you'll bring it forward and just let it hang out here. There are connections both here and on the back. You can just leave those in place. And now, if you only have the BAVSOUND toolkit, there's one little snag we've ran into. So this is an 8mm bolt right here. The only 8mm that we include in our toolkit is the socket, which fits on this angle driver. Unfortunately, the angle with this wants you to be behind it, and there's not enough to actually get that to ratchet loose. So if all you have with you is your BAVSOUND toolkit, we include both a 10mm wrench as well as there's a 10mm socket in there. There is 3 silver bolts holding the bracket in. If you want to come in, Kobe, you can actually see the last guy down here. If you remove those 3 silver bolts, the whole bracket will come out and let you get to it. Alternatively, if you have a set of tools at home or just hanging out, an 8mm wrench or shorter 8mm socket will snake right in here and let you get to this bolt. Which is what we need to remove to gain access to the amplifier. So let's go ahead and, with either method, remove this 8mm bolt here, or I should say 8mm head bolt here. And with that, the amplifier is ready to come out. So this is still hanging in place. We can actually go ahead and set that up here for now. And now for those of you at home, let's get that lined up. For those of you at home, I would recommend taking the wiring off here. I'm gonna wait a second and then show you guys that so you can get a better view of the plug, but it's super easy to access. It'll just be hard to catch on camera. So at this point, with this hanging here, you'll need to push upwards on our silver amplifier. So pushes up, which allows it to release. This would have been in the way otherwise. So you can hang that back in place for now, which lets us get to our plug here. We'll see if we can capture this on camera. The way to remove it, there's a little tab here that needs to be pushed down. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but essentially while that is being pushed down, You can actually do it with one hand, it's a little easier with two. Once that's pushed down and this lever is pulled downwards, the plug releases and your amplifier is ready to come out and be replaced by the Revenant amplifier. We are now ready to install the amplifier in the vehicle, which means we need to put on the included bracket and plug in the wiring harness. To do that, and we're going to need our T15 Torx bit on our handle, and we'll grab the 4 screws out of this little hardware pack that comes with it. Let's see. Okay, almost got away from us. So these 2 pieces will not be used for the installation. You can just put those to the side. So we got these 4 guys here. I don't know if this will come up on the camera, but it's a Torx T15 bit. And we'll take the amplifier, set that down carefully on its front, and you'll put the top of the bracket in line with the text here. So this will go up top. Slides up like so. And we will start putting these guys in. Be careful not to cross-thread it. If you're getting any sort of resistance, you'll want to back off and try that again. They should go in easily all the way down. Don't want to snug it just yet until we have all 4 screws in. So I'm just using very light pressure here. So with all 4 screws in and lined up in a star pattern, we will just snug them down. I don't know if you can see, I'm just using the tips of my fingers. We really don't need much torque at all here. It would be a real shame to strip these, so just go light on the pressure, snug it down. And that is on there, good as can be. From there, we'll take this harness on the Revenant amp. We have our 2 white plugs, which will plug into the amplifier on the appropriate ports. There's no way to get this wrong. Let's see here. That goes in. You want to make sure it's all the way in and this tab clicks into place. Same with this guy. And we are ready to go install this in your car. All right, we just showed you how to install the plug and play harness, as well as bolt the bracket to the back of the amplifier. So we are now ready to install it. And what I recommend doing at this point is we have to set which tune we have, whether it's for your standard BMW speakers or you've already upgraded to the BAVSOUND speakers. We need to set that with this little control button. We cover that in the quick start guide. I'm not going to go over it here, but the way I recommend doing that is we'll take our plug right now, come back to this factory amplifier wiring. This lever needs to be down parallel with the bottom of the plug. We will slide this into place like so. You want to make sure that's fully seated up against this, and then as you push that lever up, it locks the plug into place. At this point, you could go power on your vehicle and set the control, or use this control button to set what tune it is. You have to hold it for 1 second. The green status light is going to be for standard speakers. The orange or yellow status light is going to be for the BAVSOUND upgrades. Again, just 1 second on the control button to switch it, and we are ready to put this amplifier onto its bracket. So you want to bend the wiring down into place. Now to get enough height, we'll have to lift this up out of the way. So the amp comes up here, slides down, and now it's got those channels on the back which are going to be hard to show. So rather than doing it on our amp, I'll show you the factory for reference. Our bracket has these 2 same tabs. These need to make their way into some channels that are behind the amplifier here, and you'll feel it's very secure already in place. So we can take this, you want to make sure not to hit the amp, just protect that finish, at which point with this in place, we'll take our bolt with 8mm head, and line that back up on the factory bracket here, which I'm not gonna try to show on camera as it's a difficult dark angle to get, but we will bolt this down. With the amplifier bolted down, you'll put this back up into its original resting place. We will do the 4 nuts on its 4 poles. This panel is ready to pop back on, and your amplifier is installed.